I've seen no reviews on this best Forex trade Copier, and I think it's because Joseph's such a nice guy. People hate to post anything negative or anything derogatory about him, but I want to be honest to my subscribers. I've got almost 2,000 right now. I've got almost 2 million views on my YouTube channel, so I want people to know what's going on out there. I'm going to show my trading history for the last 5 months, and you can see how I've only made about $350 mainly on a $2,000 account, trading 1 or 2 mini lots at a time, which is not really small, but it's been a total bust, total disappointment. Very, very, very small return on the investment. It sounds like when you watch his videos, the returns are going to just explode. You're going to make money. You can retire off the income you make. Not even close. I think Joseph has some losing months, even though he says he never does, but based on my records, which you're going to see in a second, you decide for yourself. But take a look at this, watch it, and see what you think, and I hope this helps you decide which way to go. God bless, and watch for now. Hi, this is Pat, and I'm going to give you a review on the best Forex trade Copier and the service and the experience I've had since I've been with the company. Since early February, but I officially got on their trade Copier the 15th of February. First of all, this sounds like the best thing that's ever hit the world when I kind of listen to all Joseph's promotions and everything he says on this stuff. He said he's never had a losing month, and he just posts phenomenal figures on all the money he's making. Well, I've been with this since February 15th. Now it's July 17th. So March, April, May, June, July, 5 months. I started off with just over $2,000 in this trade Copier account. I've done a few trades myself, which basically I had a few wins, a few losses, and then pretty much a break even. But with the long time I've been with this trade Copier, 5 months, we're only up just over $300, which is ridiculous. If Joseph's never had a losing month, how come we are up only $300 some in all this time? And if you look at my account balances, it's gone up and down. I'm showing the trades, and nothing's really much happened. He's up a couple, he's down a couple, but it's been extremely disappointing. And what it appears that he tries to do, he gets you going on this service and you watch his videos, and then the ultimate thing is he tries to get you to sign up for his mentoring program, his teaching class, which sounds pretty good. So I signed up and paid for this also, and it was fairly reasonable, but to be quite honest, I've learned very little so far in this teaching class that I have not learned in the free videos that he has posted. And the teaching class, again, was quite a chunk of money. And the only reason I really signed up for a teaching class because he promotes his chat room. He just talks about the chat room like it's the best thing that's ever hit the universe. And the chat room, to me, from what I see, is a total disaster. It's a flop. It's a farce. When I came into it, I've been in a number of Forex chat rooms. I've been in a couple for extended lengths of time. And this is by far the worst, most boring, lackluster chat room I've ever been in. First of all, Joseph's rarely in the chat room. He very rarely talks in the chat room. As a matter of fact, the old chat room, which I was in for several months, had very little going on, but every now and then Joseph went through a number of charts and some of the things that was going on. He very rarely, there were no really big trades that he had called where you can make some really powerful money. Pretty much the trades he called were trades that automatically go on the trade Copier anyway. And when you watch Joseph's videos, it sounds like there's all kinds of extra trades and extra things that they do in the chat room. And so I thought, wow, I'm going to get involved in this so I can really start making some decent money and stop working for a living. Well, again, the chat room's been a total flop. As a matter of fact, the last week and since the beginning, first of all, Joseph was sick for a while, and that totally wiped him out and put him behind schedule. And I've had the first 5 modules of his training sessions so far. There's 7 total, and there's supposed to be 1 module a week. Well, it's been about 2 months since module 5, and I've not had module 6 or any contact from Joseph since. Joseph never answers his telephone. I mean, the only time he answered his phone is when I was not yet a student. One time he answered his phone then. He said, I'm in a trade right now. So I said, okay, I'll leave you go. I don't want to bother you. So I hung up. And every single time I've tried to call Joseph on his phone since then, I get a recording or no answer. But Joseph never, ever, ever answers his phone. So he's virtually impossible to communicate with. He's very cordial when you do talk to him. When he goes to the one-on-one session during the module training, he'll give you all the time in the world. He's very good with that. He's a very likable person, very friendly. It's just that I think he's running the business more to promote and get people signed up for his talk. And again, I was wondering why his chat room was so dead. When I got in, there's one or two people, 3 people in there, and the reason it was so dead because nothing happens there. People just find this a waste of time. You're not learning anything. The other chat rooms I was in, all the different people could speak up. They could show their charts. They could interact. In this chat room, nothing happens. And now he quit the service of the old chat room. He's got a new chat room, which is even worse, and you can't see anybody who's in the chat room, so you don't know if you're in there alone or what. And for the last six working days now, he's not been in the chat room one time. He's got blocked out, so you can't even type any messages in the chat. It's really a total absolute disaster. It's disgustingly disappointing. I mean, I signed up for his mentoring strictly to take advantage of a chat room where I thought he'd be calling out trades and doing some really cool stuff where you could start making some money and making a living. And I've given him some suggestions, and he thanks you for them, but nothing really happens. Nothing changes. Joseph's kind of got his own way of doing things, and that's the way it is. But I think Joseph, the biggest thing, he's an excellent promoter. If you look down here now, you see it's $2,353 was the money that was in there as of a week ago. And since then, nothing has happened. I'll show my trade right there. 23. It's the same amount of money. Nothing's happened in the last 5-6 working days. Not a trade. Nothing's changed. So I don't know if Joe's on vacation. Here's a chat room. That bottom window is blocked out. You can't even type in there. And again, I've tried to email Joe. I said, are you on vacation again or what? I don't know what's going on. He has taken a few trades, it seems. They've been kind of a wash, but of late, nothing's been happening. There's no communication with Joseph. You got no idea what's happening with that guy. I don't know if he's sick, if he's still around. I got no idea what's going on. All I can say is basically there's no Joseph does not communicating. I don't know if he's living, if he died. He's been not in the chat room. There's no communication with him whatsoever, no emails of late. So I don't know what's going on with Joseph. But the chat room's dead. There's no trades taking place. I'm highly disappointed. If you go on with his trade copier, you're not going to make a lot of money. But again, I had $300 for 5 months. I mean, that's pretty pathetic, really. But I would certainly not recommend his mentoring program unless he does something to get this chat room going. But right now, chat room is a total bust. Nothing's happening. He's got a horrible chat room, no interaction. I hope he changes it, but right now I do not recommend the trade copier service. I think it's a kind of a farce, over promoted, very underperforming. So that's my advice. I've got no regrets. I've got the trade copier, but I do regret signing up for his service because, again, nothing is happening in his service. I'm learning nothing. It's just disappointing because there's no communication. The chat room is dead. Total frustration, and the lack of communication is even more frustrating that Joseph does not keep. It sounds like he's totally disorganized. He's running in 10 different directions. He does not communicate with his people, and again, the chat room is a disaster. It's a flop, and it's very disappointing. I sorely regret signing up for his mentoring service because so far it's been a total flop, and I really hope he gets this chat room going. He does a different chat room where you can see who's in there and you can interact in this chat room. Could come to life, but right now it's a total flop. That's all I have to say for now. God bless and have a good one.